And now we're stepping into the grapevine on a Thursday morning. This is the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. We love music. You know, we love life as well. We love to gist and, of course, have a great time on the radio. That is what we're going to be getting up to at this point. And so many interesting things to talk about, many things on the menu. So I hope you are ready and your appetite is at the highest level because it's going to be hot. My name is Ayokunmi Kekereakun. Join us on WhatsApp. Join us on YouTube. At 091-999-0981. 0911-999-0981. That's the WhatsApp number. You can also join the live stream on YouTube. Leave your comments there. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Being joined by my two main men to talk about what's been going on in the entertainment space. First of all, one and only, James Silas. James, good morning to you.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everybody, wherever you're listening from. Shout out to everybody that's been listening from day one. You know, you are the real MVP. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. Oris, good morning to you. Why aren't you in the studio? You're fired. Oh, good morning to you, Sha.
When you send me my fare, I will appear in the studio. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, James Silas.
Hey,
you're fired in return.
Okay, no problem. We'll talk about that one later. Anyways, let us begin our journey this morning and talk. I've had a lot of fun with this particular first story in the studio, asking a couple of questions. And I did that as well outside with a couple of people. Anyways, Teju Babyface has been talking, and he has advised couples not to confess infidelity to their partners. Now, he was speaking in a recent video, and he said, and I quote, "Do not confess to cheating. Take all of that guilt, turn it inward, stop and change your actions. Not your character, because essentially you are a good person." End of quote. He further added that confession should instead be made to God, spiritual confidence, professional confidence, or to a trusted friend, but not to your partner. James, let me start with you on this one. Agree, disagree, in the middle? What's good? Oris, why are you smiling like this now? Calm down.
I agree. Totally agree with Teju. Honestly, I don't know about other clients, but you see, on this part of Africa, if for a lot of people that have probably experienced it, if you check, many of the relationships did not survive it. So especially if the cheating or the offense was by the woman, many regular relationships have not survived that confession process. On the other hand, if it was the guy sometimes gets away with it. I mean, even after confessing and feel full and everything, women might, or actually, if you say you had this kind of situation, but women, I don't know how many, like, if they are listening and you know that you've gone through this type of situation before, perhaps you want to share your thoughts. But I don't think that. I think, and I agree that it's probably better to open up to a spiritual leader, a confidant, a close friend, and express your remorse and truly channel that guilt and everything into being a better person to your partner, or loving your partner more and everything. And then instead of actually, because if you now check it in the grand scheme of things, confessing to it or saying it, what will it actually do? These the person will now say, "Okay, I forgive you," and then okay, let's go. Kumbaya. But a lot of times, that's where because sometimes they say what you don't know may not kill you. That's why I'm saying may. If some people say it don't kill you, but may not. But in this case, you now know any move after that time. In fact, that might be the end of trust in that relationship. No matter, and then sometimes they bring it back. It becomes a weapon. They bring it back again to say, "Oh, that's how you did this. Oh, that's how you did that." So I would think that, yeah, take it to the grave, but confess to your pastor, ask for forgiveness, tell your best friend, seek counseling for yourself, codedly, but never admit to. And this is not encouraging anybody to go into it because you are now going to hide it. But I'm just saying that if in that situation, just in case, I think it's better. I agree that you should not confess it to your partner.
Okay, Oris, take it to the grave or otherwise?
No, sorry, very, very otherwise. In fact, I think I want to take James to court now, actually, because this is I can't even agree at all on any level, actually, because I think James is trying to have his cake and eat it, in the sense that you keep the relationship, keep the lies, but let it continue based on that lie. Please, no, please. If I am in any of these positions, I think I would want to know. And confessing to a spiritual leader or to a best friend or to something, I don't think it's enough. I think that I should, if I was in this situation, I would want to know and
No,
make a
Oris,
decision
speak
from
from the
that
perspective of if
perspective.
you, Oris, speak, if you are the one that cheated, are you going to confess? Are you going to tell? Are you going to own up to it?
Yes, I'm saying yes, that I would rather tell, honestly,
I'll wait for
than
you to get
otherwise.
married. They'll ask the conversation again.
Here we go. But look, fact of the matter is this, is that I believe, and I think what James is saying, and maybe Teju Babyface as well, from the male perspective, is based on um an erroneous idea that men don't forgive. It is a big chunky lie.
No,
I
no, no,
think
no.
men actually
Oris,
You
forgive much
think?
calm
more
down.
than much
Oris,
more. Wait,
hold
yeah,
on,
let
hold
me
on, hold
finish
on.
my section now. You
No,
can
I'm
respond
just
after.
telling you that that's not the
I'm
essence
saying
of the
anyway,
point.
I think that's the operating principle here. The idea that men don't forgive. It's a big lie. Men forgive a lot. I think the thing that happens is this, is that the reason why it looks like men don't forgive is if that issue gets beyond a certain group.
Threshold.
By that I mean like the woman, the man, maybe their immediate family or immediate friends. Once it leaves a particular group, men will find it hard to forgive only because of what it looks like they are condoning. But
Mm.
actually, men, these same Nigerian men that we are always beefing every day about how patriarchal we are, men actually forgive infidelity a lot. But what they cannot forgive is disrespect. And that comes if somebody who should not know about the particular affairs is aware of it. I think that's the only thing. But to come back to Teju Babyface point, thing about cheating, I don't believe that a relationship should thrive, that should continue going after something as huge as infidelity has taken place. And let's not forget again, we are Nigerians here, so let's bring it back home that this is not hypothetical. In the country that we belong to, I doubt very much that if a woman cheats and the man finds out inadvertently, some random way, I don't believe that um that relationship would survive it after if the man finds out on his own. This is maybe she tells her friend, like you said, or tells a pastor or something,
And
and
you
somehow
found
he
out from a
finds
third
out.
party.
I don't believe that many relationships will survive something as, I guess, huge as that, when you didn't tell me, when the man in the equation wasn't informed, but he found out on his own. I think it's even worse. So if it's possible to keep it within and, like you say, take it to the grave and nobody ever knows, maybe, just maybe, the relationship would continue. But I don't believe that we should base something as intimate as a relationship between a man and a woman on a lie, which is what it looks to me like James and his friends, Teju Babyface, are condoning this morning.
Okay, wait, Oris. Ayo. There's something Oris said there that's actually okay. I think that's the angle again. So there are
Okay.
two things. It's either you are caught or you are feeling so bad that you have to confess. Do you understand? So I think those are two different situations. If you are caught, you are caught. So, I mean, you have to tell me everything. You have to go down and give me details, like what happened first. So where did this start?
This is
How long has it
James.
been for? You answer all the questions. So that's different, all right. However, I think in the context of this story, what Teju was talking about is the fact that okay, you have done this thing and they now come back home and they're looking. I have something to tell you, bruh. What's wrong with you? Hold it. Tell your pastor. Tell your best
I
friend.
cannot, I can't agree, sir. I can never ever agree.
So okay, so but I think it's be nice to hear from other people because I just
Most
also
definitely.
that it will
This
affect the relationship if they know. But it's better
We should
than
put this on Joy's show tomorrow
yeah.
evening. Actually,
you know what, James, I was sorry, I want to imagine Joy is listening right now. And if she's not listening right now, I'm going to petition at Joy. You need to bring this to the fore because the grapevine is not enough to have this conversation. And
At
for all
all.
the amazing women out there, we would love to get your input. The men as well. You're not left out. The women, because we tend to hear more from the men. I want to hear more from the women on this particular matter. Do you agree with Teju Babyface on this issue that do not confess cheating to your partner? You take that to the grave. Keep it locked down. Well, the WhatsApp number once again is 0911-999-0981. 0911-999-0981. You can leave your comments on YouTube as well at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. We'll take a quick breather on the other side. The Grapevine will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Me, I'm not confessing, no. Me, confess it.
Leave Oris now. When he gets to that bridge, you tell me how far. Don't mind him.
I mean, sometimes
look at this bad man. Look at this
fall.
bad
I
man.
mean, it happens like that, and you get up again. It happens. You slip, you fall.
That's what I'm saying. That
this is
it
just how
doesn't
you make
encourage.
things.
It doesn't mean that it's not looking for.
This thing you guys are saying is how it continues. That because you believe that you slipped and you fell, you slip again and fall again because nobody knows. Because after all, it's in the dark.
My brother, we are humans now. You are flesh.
A safety valve is actually telling the partner. Actually, that's a safety valve so that you don't fall again.
I don't understand. How does telling the partner ensure I don't fall again?
It doesn't stop
How?
it. People
because now
so
you know that if you go back to tell her again, then it's going to even be worse because not the second or third time. But if you keep keeping it, of course you just be okay. I'm getting away with it anyway. So what the hell?
No, let me tell you something. There's something called wakana. You strong your heart.
like Pharaoh. Like Pharaoh in the Bible.
For the record, I've never been in that situation. Do you understand? But I'm thinking that it might be better. Like nobody, it doesn't come like you don't tell it. Like, I feel like it should be better than saying it because you don't even know how that your partner will take it or how it should play out. They don't say out of your own.
Why did you do it then, James? Why did you do it then?
It was a mistake.
That's different. It happens. It's a good question, but it happens.
I made a mistake. Will you define me by one mistake, one indiscretion?
Come on. If you don't tell your partner, you keep doing it. That's what I'm telling you. You keep doing it.
I'm going to have a conversation with my wife again. Let's see. Let me. I would like to know what she think. I've not actually discussed with her about. I will. It's an interesting conversation. Yeah.
With your wife? Who?
Yeah, of course.
With your wife? Okay. Well, let us know how that goes. I'm very interested in hearing what.
Would you rather know or not know?
We like man and woman talk. Message just choke for WhatsApp.
Are you serious?
Up like okay. No
it's not going to be a big thing. These are not adult issues. Are adult issues. People are always interested in them forever and ever and ever.
Will you confess? You will confess.
Is that a woman or a man? Who is?
Come and show your face. Come and show your face. Come and show your face.
Did she say she will confess?
That's what she said, though, that she will confess.
I can't see her. Come close to the camera. Come closer.
Come close to the camera. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Hi.
Hi.
Will you confess?
Yes, I will.
See, you'll be in trouble. You lose your husband or your boyfriend. Don't confess. Let me tell you, I think that it depends on your relationship with your partner as well. Though. Some people will not tolerate gang.
Which is true because some people say that infidelity it's a deal breaker. There's nothing you want to tell them. Once they find out or you say, oh, this happened, that's the end. But for some people, you know, it will hurt, but they can live with it and move on. So as someone that knows that this person, if he's to talk about like this, it's all over. I will now say, I want to confess.
That your confession, they will now weaponize it. One more. That's the worst part of the situation.
And you deserve weaponizing. So let them weaponize it. It's good because you deserve it.
Oris, calm down. We are humans.
Edo men don't cheat, so
exactly. You must remember that Edo men don't cheat. So that's why I have this problem. That's why I have this problem.
I beg you.
Should I go into that details?
If you're not on YouTube, then you have no idea what you're missing out on. All the behind the scenes conversations that we're having out there at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Oh, goodness gracious. This is the Grapevine on the Smooth Breakfast here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 34 minutes past 8 a.m. on a Thursday morning. My name is Ayokunmi. And of course, I have with me breaking things down, shaking tables, breaking themselves, James Silas.
Yeah.
And of course, Oris in the building. Welcome back, gentlemen. A couple of messages have lined up here. And it is clear to me that we like these real life issues that are very, very relatable because a number of messages here. Let me start with AY, who's in Niru. He says, some secrets are meant to be taken to the grave. Sometimes the truth might not set you free. Oh. In fact, such truths do quite the opposite. Swallow it and let sleeping dogs lie. Okay. This is Shewandese who says, at Oris, it's like gisting police about how you stole from the bank and the CCTV didn't catch
I
you.
like that.
Why did you steal? Why did you steal in the first place? Look at these people. Nigerian men, this is why we have bad rep. This what's happening here is why we have bad rep.
We make mistakes. Mistakes
and when
happen.
we don't confess them, we continue to thrive in those mistakes. You must remember this at AY.
Okay, we have a message from a lady. Finally, Sarah in Surulere says, I'm taking it to the grave. Oh. That's how at every slightest issue that can happen, it will be rubbed in my face. And the shame that I've been made to live with as if I killed someone. Women can forgive the men.
Sarah.
Women can forgive the men, but a man forgiving his partner is definitely one that would be a miracle. But then again, he should enter the war room and pray. Please, take it to the grave. Oh my goodness. All right. Another lady is here. This is Uchechi in Itiosa. She says, good morning to you, Uchechi. I don't agree with Teju Babyface. Be it man or woman who cheated, speak and face the consequences. Not telling and continuing with the relationship is living a lie. Aha. Keep them coming. All right, let's go back to the nitty-gritty of our conversation this morning. I'll go back to the messages eventually. I'm laughing at the message on YouTube. Sorry about that. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's head over to the America where Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are at it again. The beef has resumed. Cardi B just released a sophomore album, Am I the Drama? And Nicki Minaj has taken shots at her, thereby effectively bringing back that beef that doesn't seem to want to die. Guys, what is going on here? Oris, what is happening? Can they live in peace?
Of course, no, obviously not. It's not on this evidence. Maybe when they are 60 and they will do what's that thing called? A reconciliation tour. But not now. I think there's the nature of rap is to have some of these controversies. When you add that nature, that competitive nature of rap music with, unfortunately to say, I'm sure there are women who would beat me for this, the cattiness of certain women. It's a terrible combination. On the one hand, you have the cattiness of women. On the other hand, you have the competitive nature of rap music. What that means is that it looks like somebody has to be, what's the word now? The dominant person. And in my view, Nicki is, honestly, the greatest female rap musician ever, in my own view, I think she's just better than everybody else in my view, at least during her peak. And now you have Cardi, who is like a sort of like an upstart. So I believe that whatever it is they have, I think it's more personal than we probably know. That particular issue has festered over the years, and that's kind of why every other day, every other month, the two of them have something going on. Plus, let's not forget again, there's also social media, which tends to overplay these things when people are trying to appeal to their own fan bases. You understand? So what that means is that do people support, what's the word now? How much of engagement would peace between these two men bring? And how much of engagement would it bring if they were constantly at each other's throats? I think that negativity, sadly, goes a long way online. So when you combine these three things, social media's love for engagements, which obviously which unfortunately is mostly negative, the nature of rap music and beef in rap music, plus, like I said, the cattiness of women, I think it's just a toxic mix that leads to these incidences. And then you have, what's her name? Cardi B's with the album, coming out. So it's like something big is happening, So naturally, emotions are high everywhere. Of course, Nicki wants to keep her a queen of rap throne. Cardi, of course, feels like she probably is entitled to it. And anyway, this is what you get. Nicki had the same kind of issue, let's not forget, with Lil Kim, I think back in the day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
So, and just maybe, there might be somebody else who comes down the line who has an issue too with Cardi. it's unfortunate, but it keeps the juice flowing. Who we're talking about? I don't think Cardi's album is good enough for us to be discussing our album on Grapevine. But see,
Wow.
there's this thing happening.
Wow.
But it's
Wow.
true.
Oris.
So,
Wow.
but there is the beef happening, and suddenly we're discussing it. So I guess it benefits all parties, unfortunately, and that's the world we live in. So I do not foresee this ending anytime soon. Maybe, just maybe, if somebody can generate, what's it called now, or can find a decent amount of money for both parties to reconcile, maybe then there'll be something. But I think now there's too much at stake. There's more to be gained to beef between two of them than for them to be peace. So there you have it.
Man, Oris just turned me into an ambulance with that that type of Cardi. But you know what, James, looking at I'm glad Oris mentioned something that Nicki has had this beef thing with Lil Kim before, with Cardi, it died down, it's back again. Why always Nicki?
I think it also has to do with it's one of the elements of hip hop rap music, I believe, because even in history, just even amongst the guys or men, um, we've seen the same thing happen over. It's always a tug of war or a rivalry of who's better, who is selling more, who is better at the skill itself, who is who has more followers. There's always that back and forth within the ecosystem of hip hop and rap music. So it's not a thing of I'm not surprised, and it also helps with the numbers. It also helps with record sales, and I mean you have a new album. Sometimes I'm beginning to suspect that it's part of the gimmick. Say, okay, you have to say this, you have to do this, and then
it's coordinated.
Do you understand? And then it's just a circle of activities to help album sales. Um, because really, a lot of times after they go bickering at each other on Twitter and everything, we never hear that they met at the Grammy red carpet and when they pulled the other person's hair. It's just talk, and at the end of the day, that's all, you know. So it comes with the territory and the ecosystem of hip hop and rap music.
Yes, but that's not fair. A few years ago, they did have a public spat in
I
somewhere in New
remember,
York, I believe, are doing one event,
yeah,
the two of them
I
actually, where
yeah, I
there's
know.
that photo of his
Yes,
swollen forehead.
yes,
So
I
yeah, I
remember
think
that
for
as well.
these women, it has gone beyond just talk. And hey,
Yes,
this
sometimes
last one,
yes,
2 days ago or yesterday, they were insulting each other's kids.
yes, I know, I understand. I mean, I remember Tiwa Savage and Shay when
Okay, there
they
was also that.
physically, you understand? Yes, it gets. I'm just saying that that sometimes it's always talk and no much, they don't get to see each other like that. And yes, there's a possibility that they get to see, and then like I said, it's still the same thing where they get to meet. But because if we now look at it as humans, let's break it down. What exactly are you mad at this other guy or this other person for? Yeah, both you make your music, you have your own fan base. You're not this person is not copying you. And even if the person is copying your style or your record or whatever, there are other ways to go about it. So you just wonder what exactly are people bickering about? What exactly is the problem? That I decided to express my talent, and then because you've been there before, you want to now say, "Oh, why you? Oh, this you're not even good." Like you see, it doesn't even make sense. So, but like I said, it helps with the record sales. It helps with putting them in, and you must not back down. If rappers don't, if
You
you
don't
must not
back down
back
from a
down.
beef.
That'll be the end of your career.
That's why the fans are part of the problem, honestly.
Yeah, yeah,
Because yes, they keep engineering some of these things.
yes.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
There
At
you
the end
go.
of the day. But it's ironic actually, because I mean, if Nicki feels that maybe just maybe Cardi is a pretender to the throne, and I'm using that in quotes, why give her the attention? Because that will then give attention to the album in question. I don't know the thinking here. Well, what do I know? I'm just a man in the studio here in Victoria Island, Lagos. I don't know anything like that. Anyways, very quickly, let us talk about Rema, and this is one of those feel-good stories, I guess. Very quickly, let's talk about Rema. He has made history as the only African artist featured on the prestigious 2025 Time 100 Next list, which celebrates the world's most influential rising stars. His profile for the list was actually penned by the legendary Angelique Kidjo, who hailed his remarkable achievements. Gentlemen,
Why unfortunately my own I have beef with the list. I feel like they should have put Arya Star. I feel like they should have put Arya Star there. Um, but maybe they couldn't find somebody of stature to write about Ira because I'm like, why Rema not Ira? In any case, of course, good for my. I mean, let me do what that is. Let me farms and say Rema too is an Edo man who does not cheat. So on that score, of course, congrats to the guy. But I feel like yeah, that maybe just maybe Ira is equally deserving of such an honor. I don't know what was Rema's last big track? Because I think the person who is trending for the past 6 months or so is Ira. Of course, although this is publishing, so maybe this has been something they've been cooking up for a while. Otherwise, I would say I'm not sure why Ira is not the person who's getting this and it is Rema. But I mean, time will do what time does. So congrats to the guy.
Time will
I think
tell, as they say. James.
they still rated him based on Calm Down, I believe.
Is that camera not like 3 years old now?
Yes, now that's what because I'm looking at it. I mean, it surpassed 1 billion streams twice on 2 occasions. You understand? So I think they're still rating him based on what he did with Calm Down. And but I like always said, yeah, maybe not necessarily replace one for the other, but just it could have
Have
been
both of them there.
both of them, yeah. But I mean, it's not a problem. I think sometimes this is the opinion of this platform. Doesn't actually, mean that that's general consensus or whatever. But that does not undermine the achievement or the work that Rema has put into his work and his music. Personally, I am not much of a big fan of Rema's music. I don't think that from songwriting to everything, I really don't take him seriously in terms of. That's not saying that he's not working hard. That's not saying that. But personally, my own taste of music, I won't put a Rema song on my playlist. Just saying.
James,
But
James has been saying
yeah,
this for years, So, and I
I've been
think
saying it. Yes,
yes, we have been saying this for years, which is why me I
yes.
have to stand beef with you because Rema is Rema is great. So I don't understand why James will not put him on his playlist. So I have a big beef with James on this
Well, I
particular
like
subject.
the young man.
But
I think it's okay, But personally,
I know,
it's
like I said, James has maintained this thing, so I can't even argue the consistency on this subject
yeah,
because you actually have said this for a long time now. But I think the other thing we should talk about is this idea of platforms.
yeah.
I don't believe Time doesn't know about Afrobeats or about Nigerian pop culture, African pop culture more than I do, or more than James does, to be honest. But is there a chance that myself or James can show up today and say, "Hey, look, these are like the greatest Afrobeat musician of 2025. Even if we know more than everybody else, fact of the matter is that our list is not going to do anything close, 10% of what a Time list would do. And part of the reason
True.
why that's the case is because Time has built this image for I think they've existed for more than 100 years, even if, of course, successive owners have kind of owned the business. But it also means that what is the equivalent of Time in Nigeria? We probably don't have anything that strong. And if we did decide
I
to
don't
build
think
it
so.
today, what do we need to do to make sure it is that strong? You understand? So I think these are some
Right.
of the questions that people we should be asking because otherwise, what we are doing and what we've been doing for decades now is we are outsourcing all of our what's the word now? Canonization of our pop culture to people who do not even know much about what it is, or they have a different metrics. Like James has said, so something that we should always notice. So James has just talked about songwriting. I don't believe that there is any platform from Billboard to Time to GQ to any of these guys, who seem to care, even if just tangentially, about African music. I don't think any of them ever talks about songwriting. What they're talking about every single time is okay, who is trending, who is whatever over there.
The
What's the
hit
most
Meanwhile,
records,
streams
all those
and
things.
what
yeah,
Yeah.
not?
meanwhile, when it comes to some of their own platforms, for instance, the Grammys will not be giving you anything based on the fact that you sold the most records.
Yeah.
Somebody is thinking vaguely about okay, quality, okay, what exactly are they doing innovatively? What exactly are they doing in terms of songwriting? I've said it before that when you think about the biggest acts from the US, for instance, all them Beyonce to Drake to Michael Jackson to Prince, all of them all seem to care a lot about what they are saying as well as the sound of their music. But when they're trying to judge African music, nobody thinks about all of those specific metrics. But if if James and I came up today and say, hey, let us do this, will anybody care that we're thinking exactly? We are thinking about the quality of what we are putting out. I think only a very few people will do that. So we have a problem, I think, that is bigger than just this kind of list. Can we build a platform that everybody here respects and says, you know what, these guys are thinking heavily about quality? That's like the bigger challenge.
A platform that can eventually be as big as time. Well, like I said, time will tell, definitely. All right, let me just run through the messages because, man, time has absolutely flown by here. This is Victor. Victor says, a lot of women have taken the secret of having kids outside for the man and raising it for the man to the grave. The choice here is to open up or live with the guilt forever. Victor, I've read it too. I wasn't marginalizing or anything like that. This is, okay, Sheon says, yes, James, for Nikki and Cardi, it's planned work. They should find a new way of boosting sales or settle it with a celebrity boxing match. If it's about copying styles, no idea is original. This is Lakon says, it's completely untrue that women easily forgive over infidelity in a marriage. The truth is that men forgive more over infidelity in marriage, but don't often discuss infidelity because a man finds it shameful to discuss or even let anyone know that his spouse is cheating. The only reason it seems women endure is when she depends solely on the man. As such, she stays. But everyone knows her story. If she's independent, most times they'll walk away fast. 90% of the time when husbands cheat, it's without emotion. But when wives cheat, they are 90% emotionally connected and difficult to break, and that's when it breaks. You're on you. Men tend to be emotionally involved, though. Please, though.
No, I don't think.
Ayo,
who was that person? That comment?
From Lekon.
Nice one, Lekon. I agree with you.
Okay. All right. Stan says, which kind of ayokayo will make a guy man tell his girlfriend that he's cheating? Telling a friend going is risky, let alone a girlfriend or a wife. Telling a pastor is even worse.
Pastor used to preach on Sunday.
Stan.
Stan just wants to continue cheating. That's Stan. Just keep on going.
This is Buki Nojudu, and she says, please, what does he mean by the cattiness of women? Do we speak about the cattiness of men when describing the beef between Drake and Kendrick? That type of language is problematic. Men have way more hip-hop beef than women, so it's not a sex thing. And I agree that it's industry generated to promote sales. All right, thank you, Buki, for your message. SN says, top of the morning, Ayo, Nikki is like a female Kanye. She's not just feuding with Cardi. She's beefing with everyone. Jay, Bay, Gail King, Oprah, Mother Scott. At this point, she might need a psychiatric hold. I mean, that Jay one I know very, very well. Where's my money, Jay? Still on that one. till today. Entire says, when are we collecting our garden? Not flour. It's all fun until it becomes practical. When the issue is weaponized against the other, you will confess Badge and collaborate with your spouse to take out the opposition. And then, Joy, over to you. Don't worry. Joy will deal with that one tomorrow on a Drive Time discussion. Then this beef is looking promotional. I'm still focused on P Square's own. You want to back down like Drake did Kendrick? Rema doesn't cheat, but don't owe him work. Oris, we have Headies and Grapevine. Yes, indeed. We do have
I like that.
Yes, Grapevine to the world. Sorry, I didn't finish reading Stan's message. He says telling a pastor is even worse. He says, I feel they in a trance or speaking in tongues while pastor will say I did wine them in his mind. I'ma keep my stuff till like that. Okay.
Stan is the worst, actually. Stan is the absolute worst.
Let me go to YouTube. This is what I was before. Shell says, confession, okay, you be usher. Yeah, we have to go. My goodness. My chest is paining me already. Thank you all so much for the messages. And big thank you to you, James and Oris, for making it
Thanks for having us.
Great morning.
Yes, so as usual, James Silas is everywhere on social media. Look out for me, James Silas, Instagram, X, everywhere. If you reach out to me, tell me you're from the Grapevine, I'll holler back. Cheers.
All right, so apologies to women who feel like I shouldn't have said they are catty. But yes, you can catch me on the internet, not in real life, at Cat Oris on Twitter. CATCHORIS. Till next week.
Till next week. All right, see you guys then. Thank you all so much once again. And thank you all for being a part of the Grapevine here on Smooth 98.1, the Smooth Breakfast. Of course, it kicks on. My name is Ayokunmi.